Welcome to the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast, connecting and reconnecting you with all things Charleston. I am your host, Nia Joy, your golden realtor, licensed in the state of South Carolina. Welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 8 of the Charleston Real Estate Connection Podcast. I am your host, Nia Joy Swinton Jenkins, licensed real estate agent in the state of South Carolina. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I just got through eating some rice, and I have not really had rice like that in quite some time. I mean, white sticky rice. I have to cook it in a rice cooker. My mom was like, rather than you burn it, just go ahead and put it in a rice cooker. That was always her thing. She could cook a really good pot of rice. I mean, I don't care what kind of pot it was. She could cook it. I mean, for me, it had to be a certain kind of pot. And then I would be like hit or miss with white rice. And if you're from Charleston, you know that we love our white sticky rice. For some of us, we're switching over to brown rice. I actually personally like jasmine rice, but I eat a lot of brown rice otherwise. Moving here from Hawaii, we always had the white sticky rice. And so moving the transition between Charleston and Hawaii back to Charleston was like, sticky white rice. It's amazing. Which led me to get the rice cooker finally when I moved to Hawaii. And my mom visit. Anyway, so go make a pot of rice if you haven't yet this week. Enjoy it with your family. Oh my goodness. So the Charleston real estate market, episode 8. Not only Charleston, but Columbia as well. We're going to go over both. I'm just going to give you a quick overview on the real estate market for Charleston and Columbia, South Carolina. So exciting. The state of South Carolina is pretty resilient. And we are becoming very popular for those who are moving mostly from places of larger cities. They're moving to Charleston and Columbia. And we're excited to have you. That's on behalf of the natives and the people who live here, the transplants who are happy here. I'm laughing because I did a post on Facebook about living in Charleston and wherever you live versus Charleston versus Columbia. I'm going to try to go ahead and start putting some of those comments and feedback. Maybe the link, I'll put that in the description below. That'd be great. So the link to that post, just to kind of see what kind of comments people got or they gave. Like anywhere, we are growing in the Charleston and Columbia, South Carolina area. So we're trying to keep up with infrastructure, which is going to be quite a challenge depending on where you are. Otherwise, we love it here, and we know that you'll love it. So hence, we're like, are you trying to visit or are you trying to stay? We would love for you to stay, of course. So every year, we focus on predicting what the market will be like. I am not an economist. I do not claim to know such numbers, but I can tell you, based on trends, we are expecting another strong market. The difference is how you plan on looking at the market. As what kind of lens are you going to look at the market through? Look at the market through a glass half full mentality or glass half empty mentality. If you know me, I'm your golden realtor. I'm really positive and outgoing, and I choose to see the world half full. So that's what I'm going to be coming at today. Recently, Realtor.com did a report, and they looked at the top growing cities for real estate as far as where we can project people will want to move to in 2020. And they chose, based on their ratings, there's a great article, I also will post that in the description. They post 10 cities in the country based on what people desire, based on median sales price, and based on things that are attractive to that area. And guess what? Only two cities in the state of South Carolina made it on that list. And I'm sure you can guess which 2 cities they are. The thing I will surprise you with is the ranking that the 2 cities came in at. So I'm just going to dive right in and let you know. So Charleston came in at number 9 of 10, where 1 being the best city in the country. Charleston came in at number 9, and that's pretty exciting. And Columbia came in at number 5, and I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why. So Columbia came at 5 because their median sales price is about $178,000, whereas Charleston, their median home price is about $278,000, and that matters. So again, Columbia is number 5 and Charleston is number 10. So why is that? We talked about the median sales price. You know where you are with that. Columbia is centrally located. You have the attractive sales price, of course. You have tons of new construction. So even though the median sales price is $178,000, what you will find if you drive around Columbia in the neighborhoods, there are a lot of homes that have basements. They have brick exterior. They have generally pretty good schools as far as their rankings. So you can easily find a home in the median sales price in an area that you might find desirable. Also, as far as the location from your commute, there are lots of highways in Columbia. Like anywhere, you're going to deal with traffic. You have the awesome Fort Jackson, where I went to basic training. You have great industry there. South Carolina is attractive because businesses actually can come here and they have, pretty good pretty good taxes. Not only that, the property tax in Columbia is great. If you're looking at coming from up north and you're coming down to Columbia, Columbia is going to be an attractive spot. You're certainly located in Charlotte. There are some people who actually live in Columbia and work in Charlotte, or maybe telework, and vice versa. Then you have Spartanburg, Greenville. Those are it's right in the middle of the state. Charleston, you have Atlanta, great airport. There's just so many pros to living in Columbia, and I'm going to do a separate podcast with that and talking more about Columbia. A lot of people who are military retire after serving their time in Columbia, and so it's really great stuff. I can see why it's number 5, especially if you take a look at who number 1 is. I'll announce that here after I go over Charleston. I'll tell you who the number 1 city is of the top 10. But now let's go to Charleston. Charleston, again, the median sales price is $278,000. You're looking at what makes Charleston attractive. Just like Columbia, similarly, it's a huge place for people to retire. Even more so than Columbia because we are closer to the beaches here in Charleston, as well as you have the Air Force Base, several colleges, you have Boeing, the airport, and you have a hospital. This is the MUSC, the Medical University of South Carolina, is a huge system. You have that. You have, again, lower property taxes compared to those of up north. And the proximity to the beaches is amazing. Charleston has consistently been ranked number 1 as far as places people would like to live or live, according to several resources. We're just consistently number 1. I love Columbia because my personal thing about Columbia is you get the brick homes, you get the basement, and they get a lot of concerts there. They just do. They do. They get great concerts because they're centrally located. A lot of our concerts tend to be in Columbia. I got to see Beyonce, my favorite artist, there at University of South Carolina. It's just a great venue. Then you have the games there, as well as other venues that host, comedy acts, plays, and of course Broadway. Broadway you can find both in Columbia and Charleston. Broadway shows. So ultimately, for the Charleston and Columbia real estate market, it's been historically the past few years a seller's market because their inventory has been so much lower. It's been lower than the 7 months inventory that we'd like to see out at a given period of time. Usually about 7 months of homes shows that it's a buyer's market, a buyer's market when it's about 7 months of inventory, 6 to 7 months of inventory. Whereas, you're looking anywhere from 2 to 3 months of inventory. It ranges between Charleston and Columbia, South Carolina. So it's a strong market. As far as a recession expected, there's a slower growth for the state overall expected. When you look at jobs and economy, it may have started to slow down from previous years. But as far as a drastic decline or a major issue, we've had issues with trade. You've seen it. The China deals, that's affected us because we, in Charleston, they have the ports there. But ultimately, there's a labor shortage that may bottleneck growth. Ultimately, we need the jobs, and we're expecting higher wage growth. It may not happen, in a huge dose, but that's what's to be expected because we've got to keep up with the housing market. Housing affordability is a problem across the entire country, and it has a lot to do with supply and demand. It's the same thing with seller's market versus a buyer's market. That's all a part of supply and demand. And so, of course, prices continue to remain steady or actually continue on a slight rise just because of supply and demand. So if you are thinking about moving to Charleston and Columbia, you probably fit in one of those categories that I mentioned earlier as far as retirement, jobs. Millennials find some of the cities attractive because certain parts of certain cities, even Columbia has a part, everybody kind of has a section where it's a little more attractive for millennials. And so you're going to see some growth. Millennials are expected to be the fastest growing target for home buyers. So be on the lookout. Now I'm going to give you the number one city that Realtor.com mentioned. Believe it or not, if you haven't guessed already, because I know I wouldn't have, is actually Boise, Idaho. Boise, Idaho was ranked number 1 on that list. And again, Columbia was ranked 5, and Charleston was ranked number 9. So, as you can see, we are a fast growing market in Charleston and Columbia, and you're probably interested in moving here. That's why you're listening to the podcast. If you have any questions, you're interested in getting a market report based on the actual zip code of the city that you're interested in moving to, I'd be honored to help. Actually, and if you want to preview homes or see foreclosure lists or check out land for sale, all that stuff can be viewed on my website, soldbynia.com. That's soldbynia.com. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I'd be honored to help with that anyway. And if you have family or members or friends or military that's traveling and may be looking for an agent, I'd be honored to pair you with someone. So again, this has been episode 8 of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast, the market report, and I am so glad that you tuned in. So glad. Leave your comments, and if you have any topics or areas you'd like me to discuss, let me know. We have a amazing guest that we have for episode 9. We have a councilman, actually. We have a councilman that we will be speaking with, and to follow up with that, we are expecting to have other councilwomen and councilmen on our show just to let you know what's happening and what we can expect in 2020, as far as getting things done, as far as their constituents, passing on their information to them, and just keeping you updated with what's going on. So we'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know what you think. I will see you soon. This has been another episode of the Charleston Real Estate Connection podcast. You can find us on our website at charlestonreconnection.com. That's charlestonreconnection.com.